My name is Marcus Hale. I'm a Department of the Army police officer assigned to Sierra Army Depot in Northern California. Before this job, I spent 12 years as a military police staff sergeant, 3 tours in Afghanistan, convoy security, route clearance, detainee operations. I thought I'd seen everything a man could see, but nothing in Afghanistan ever scared me the way Sierra Army Depot did. People think the desert is empty, but out here, the emptiness watches you back. When I first arrived at Sierra, I expected quiet work, night patrols, routine checks, a chance to breathe after years of deployments. Sierra Army Depot is massive, thousands of acres of desert, storage yards, and warehouses full of equipment the Army doesn't want to use, but refuses to throw away. Old tanks, MRAPs, generators, Cold War leftovers, classified tech that probably should have been destroyed decades ago. My supervisor, Lieutenant Briggs, gave me one rule. If a building isn't on your patrol sheet, you don't go near it. You don't log it. You don't mention it. I thought he was joking. He wasn't. Night shift at Sierra is a different world. The wind never stops. The cold cuts through your uniform, and the silence feels heavy, like the whole place is holding its breath. Every night when I passed the far end of the depot, my radio would crackle with static. Not random static. Breathing, slow, heavy, human. I reported it. Dispatch said it was interference, but I knew interference. This wasn't that. On my 6th night, I saw it. A warehouse I'd never seen before. No number, no lights, no markings, just a massive concrete structure sitting alone in the desert. I checked my patrol sheet. Nothing. No listing, no grid reference. I radioed in. Dispatch, this is Unit 3. I've got an unlisted structure at... The radio cut out. Then the breathing returned. Slow. Wet. Right in my ear. My MDT lit up. Motion detected. Building 19. Bravo. My stomach dropped. There is no Building 19 Bravo at Sierra Army Depot. Not anymore. I keyed up again. Dispatch, confirm alarm for 19 Bravo. A long pause. Then a voice whispered, return to post. It wasn't dispatch. Back at the guard shack, I dug out an old logbook from the 1990s. Most entries were routine, but one page stood out. 19 Bravo sealed. Do not approach. Movement detected inside. No personnel assigned. Another entry read, subject still active. Recommend permanent burial. The next morning, I confronted Lieutenant Briggs. What's Building 19 Bravo? He didn't blink. Drop it, Hale. Some things here are older than you, and they don't like being disturbed. It's inside that building. He leaned in. Nothing, because that building doesn't exist. But I saw fear in his eyes. 2 nights later, a sandstorm rolled in. Visibility dropped to almost nothing. The wind howled like a living thing. I was ordered to stay in my patrol truck unless absolutely necessary. Then the MDT pinged again. Motion detected. Building 19 Bravo. I should have ignored it. Should have stayed in the truck. Should have followed orders. But MPs don't ignore alarms. I drove toward the far end of the depot. The warehouse was there again. This time the door was open. Just a few inches. I stepped out of the truck. The wind died. The desert went silent. I pushed the door open. The air inside was stale and rotten. My flashlight cut through the darkness. Rows of old equipment. Crates with faded biohazard symbols. Cold War tech covered in dust. Then I heard it. A dragging sound. Slow. Heavy. Wet. Something was moving deeper inside. Army police, I called out. Identify yourself. The dragging stopped. Then a voice answered. Staff. Sergeant. Hale. My blood ran cold. I never told anyone here my rank. I raised my light, and I saw it. A pale shape unfolding itself from behind a stack of crates. Too tall, too thin, limbs stitched together like someone tried to build a soldier out of spare parts. Its skin was stretched tight. Its mouth was too wide. Its eyes were dark pits. It stepped toward me. Return to post. I drew my sidearm. Don't move. It mimicked my voice perfectly. Don't move. Then it lunged. I fired 3 rounds and ran. I didn't look back, didn't breathe, didn't think. I dove into my patrol truck, slammed it into gear, and tore out of there. Behind me, something screamed. Not human, not animal, something in between. When I reached the main gate, backup was already waiting. But when we returned to the site, the warehouse was gone. Literally gone. Just open desert. No door, no concrete, no foundation. Like it had never existed. The next morning, Briggs called me into his office. He shut the door, closed the blinds, sat down slowly. Hale, you're going to forget what you saw. I didn't speak. He continued. Building 19 Bravo was part of a Cold War program. Something they made. Something they couldn't kill. They buried it. So they buried it. I asked him what it was. He shook his head. Doesn't matter. What matters is this. If you talk about it, you won't be working here anymore. I stared at him. Sir, that thing knew my name. Briggs swallowed hard. They always know the names of the people who open the door. I stayed on the job. What else was I supposed to do? I've got bills, a family, a life to maintain. But something changed. Every night when I patrol the far end of the depot, my radio crackles, not static, breathing. Sometimes a voice whispers, Staff Sergeant Hale. Sometimes, return to post. And sometimes I hear something worse, footsteps, right behind me. When I turn around, there's nothing there. I don't know what they made in Building 19 Bravo. I don't know why they buried it. And I don't know why it's still calling my name. But I do know this. Some things the Army stores out here were never meant to be found. And some doors should never be opened. Because once you open them, they remember you. And they don't let go.